was a huge mistake, a terrible mistake, a big mistake. Hey guys, it's Mariah. Welcome back to my channel. So today this story time is like I don't have the words to explain this. Like, it's just crazy to me. Okay, so obviously it's a story time of how he had a baby on me, you know, while we was in a, I'm not gonna say relationship because it wasn't, you know, I would say a relationship. He had a baby on me while we was in a relationship, okay? So this is how it started. I'm gonna give you a little history of our relationship so you can understand how I'm so shocked and lost for words of how this even happened, you know? Okay, so it's September 2019 and I'm out with my friends, you know, me and Serena, we was out and I happened to see this dude. So I'm gonna name him Rome. So I see Rome and the first time I see him, I'm like, yo, who is that? You know, he is cute. He smelled so good. I'm like, yo, who is that? But I didn't speak to him or nothing. Like, it was nothing besides oh, I think he's cute, and kept it pushing. I never imagined from that night it would turn into what we had. I never would have imagined that. Okay, so later that night, I'm guessing, you know, he seen me. He thought the same thing, you know. He like, oh, she's cute, blah blah blah. So he tell his friend, his friend knew Saria, and his friend text Saria like, oh, he want that girl snap. It was only 3 of us, so he described like me, and so he was like, oh, he want her snap. And I'm like, girl, yes, give it to him, duh, what the, you know, there's no question about it, give it to him. And so she gave it to him. He adds me, you know, he add me. I'm like, he texts me, he like, what's up? I'm like, hey, you know, what's up? But the thing was, I was in a situation with somebody else at that time, and it was new. And I liked him, you know, so I wanted to see where that was gonna go. So I kind of was just like, I wasn't having conversations, like full conversations with Rome. So while me and the other dude was like on and off, when we be off, I'm like, you know, why not? I'm gonna text Rome back. Cause he would be like, I would post up on Snapchat. He would be sliding up on my stories. He like, you know, sliding up on my stories. I'm sliding up on his stories. And he like, why you playing with me? I'm like, well, I'm not playing. What are you talking about? I'm not playing with you. And he like, yeah, you keep on playing. Like, you ain't texting back and stuff like that. And I wasn't, because, you know, when I wasn't texting back, I was obviously on with the other dude. But we had finally came to like a off completely. Me and the other dude was off completely. Like, there was nothing. I was not talking to him anymore. So I'm like, you know, why not text Rome back, you know, and text him back for real, like for real. We were still doing the slide up, but I would text back, you know, after and be like, you know, having conversation. So then it was getting, you know, more into it, you know. So we went from Snapchat to iMessage. And on iMessage, we was talking all the time, you know, we was texting. I don't even, like, when I tell you, I usually, like, I'm good at texting, but sometimes I will get, like, bad at texting and, like, forget to text back or something. But he was interesting, so I was not too much, you know, getting like that anymore. I'm texting back all the time. We was texting all the time. And so it was like, so then after texting, we FaceTimed for the first time this one night. And I can't, like, Not even joking. We was on the phone forever. Like, we stayed on the phone till 6 o'clock in the morning. The first time we was on FaceTime, we stayed up till 6 o'clock in the morning. And I had to get up for school the next morning. Why? That's how you know, like, it had to have been a good conversation going, because I'm not staying up, you know, and we're not even talking or nothing, staying up till 6 o'clock and I know I gotta get up the next morning. No. But it was like, it was good conversation. Like, we was having a lot in common. We was laughing a lot, you know, like a normal, you know, getting to know somebody. And I liked it, you know, I liked it. But I'm like, you know, okay, I'm feeling him, you know, I'm feeling him. And so after that night, we started FaceTiming more, like more than text. We'd be on FaceTime, and like we're FaceTiming like all day, every day, like all the time, like in the morning before I go to school, sometimes even while I'm at school, like he's on mute. I mean, like, I would have headphones on, you know, we still talking while I'm at school on FaceTime, literally. I used to get out of school early at 11 o'clock, and he knew that. Like, I'm walking out the door, you know, getting on FaceTime. Like, that's some next level stuff. I never did that before. Like, damn, like, you know, we're talking all the time. How am I not getting tired of you? Because usually I get tired of somebody quickly. I'm like, how am I not getting tired of him? That means it must have been, you know, pretty good conversation, you know? So yeah, that's happening. Finally, we go on another date, and it's like, you know, it was good again. And we was going on dates for a week straight. Every, like, Sunday to Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to the next Sunday, we were going on dates every day. And I don't know about y'all, but me spending that much time with somebody every day, talking on the phone with them like that, I'm gonna fall for you. Like, I'm gonna fall for you. But since I had heard some stuff about him already, you know, I'm like, okay, Mariah, you can't, like, you can fall for him, but you can't take him serious. Like, you just can't. You can't let that happen, you know. And I was trying my hardest. Like, I'm like, you know, no. Like, he would be calling me babe. He would be like, be my girlfriend. He would be asking me out. And I'm like, as much as I wanted to say yes, I could not do that to myself because of what they was like, you know, oh, he have girlfriends, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yo, okay, I can't fall for him. I can't do that to myself, you know? Like, you just need to be smart about this. But we were still doing date after date after date, talking on the phone all the time. Like, we would talk on the phone, I kid you not, from sun up to sundown. All, like, I don't think you're understanding, like, all the time, brushing our teeth. We both brushing our teeth on the phone. We in the car. Like, I'm not even playing music in the car when I would go somewhere with my friends. We're on the phone. I'm on the phone with him. Friends in the car. I'm driving. I'm on the aux, you know. And I'm still on FaceTime. Like, I did not care. We was not even talking. We was both doing our own things. But it was just, you know, I love doing that. I love it. And so, yeah. So that was happening, and, you know, he was calling me babe, you know, asking me to be his girlfriend. And one night he was like, I love you. What? You love me? What? And he like, yeah, I don't say that to nobody for real. I only say it if I mean it. I'm like, whatever, you know. Every dude say that. And so I'm not even taking him for real. I'm like, whatever. And he like, nah, for real, blah, blah, blah. And we was still, you know, going on dates. He would buy me some stuff whenever we went out, like doing stuff like that. I'm like, okay, you know, I love you too. No big deal. Don't do too much, you know. I said I love you too, babe, you know. Because, I mean, how could you not? I just I want somebody to understand, how could you not, you know, fall. Okay, I wouldn't necessarily say I was falling in love with him, but I was like having love for him, like, you know, like a really good friend. Like, I had love for him, because you're spending that much time with somebody, you're gonna know them. Like, we was telling each other a lot of stuff, and then, you know, so at that point we got, you know, we was saying I love you when we get off the phone. We was saying I love you all the time, you know. Like, I was liking him, you know, but I was not gonna let myself say, yes, we are in a relationship. I wasn't doing it. But he would steady saying, and I'd be like, no, we're besties, you know. But, you know, if we're doing that type of stuff, obviously we're in a relationship. We just don't have the title. And so, like, but one time I said yes. Like, I was like, yeah, I'll be your girlfriend. Even though in my head, I know, like, I'm like, yo, no, what's wrong with you? You know, why would you say that? But he like, you know, okay, so to him, that should have meant we were in a relationship, so he shouldn't even be doing stuff to what he had. But so, yeah, okay, so it comes March time, you know, and it's quarantine time, so yeah, we was always texting, like, all the way up from December to, no, I started texting him like November. We didn't go on a date till December. So all the way from November to March, well, we was doing all that stuff, like all on the phone, dates, all that. So March came and it's quarantine time, and you know, he had to go to a mandatory vacation, you know, and I had found that out, and I'm like, okay, you know, okay, like, you know, damn. And so I'm just doing my thing, you know, from March, and I think it was like March, his birthday is May, all the way to his birthday. Like, I hadn't seen him. 2 months had went by and I hadn't like seen him, but I had talked on the phone with him, and it was his birthday, and you know, he came to see me because I hadn't seen him in a while since he'd been back, and I'm like, yeah, come see me, blah blah blah, you know. I'm like, yeah, happy birthday, babe. And I post him. What? I posted him. What made me do that? I have no idea, but I did it. And you know, I never did that before, so everybody like sliding up like, oh, you know, like, what, that's you? I'm like, yeah, why? Do you know something? You know, like, I was so defensive about it. I was like, yes, why? You know, maybe, you know, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. He might just be a friend. I'm pretty sure I put Bay on the picture though. But anyways, so that was a huge mistake, a mistake I will never make again, a mistake I advise nobody to ever make. It was a huge mistake, a terrible mistake, a big mistake. I like, don't ever post. I will never do that again. But yeah, so somebody did know something, and it was like, you know, so I had been told, and it was like, glad Mariah talked to him. He got a baby on the way. What? I'm not pregnant. What are you talking about? But obviously it was with somebody else. But I'm like, no way. Like, I just couldn't believe it. Like, what the, you know? But so like after they told me that, I'm like, yeah, who's the girl, you know? So I needed to know, you know, from her, you know. So me and Shalea was living with me at the time, and so we go on Instagram and we look for her Instagram, but we don't find it. But we did find her sister. So I'm like, yo, Shalea, request, because her page was fine. I'm like, request to be in. So she requested it, and we had to wait a few days, I think. But once she requested it, we was on her page. Like, we was scrolling down her page looking for anything, and we seen her sister. She posted her sister. She wasn't pregnant in the video, but we didn't, you know, that was old. So we was like, you know what? I'm like, just DM her, you know. DM her, because we gotta know. Just DM her. So she DM'd her, and she like, I think she was like, hey, I was like, I think it was like, I don't remember what it said, but it was like, hey, something, are you pregnant? No, do you know somebody named Rome? Or do your sister know somebody named Rome? You know, is she pregnant by him? Just, you know, just asking. We was really nice about it. We was just asking. And she like, yeah, definitely. The fuck? Definitely. She like, yeah, definitely. I'm 18 weeks and I'm supposed to have been in a relationship before I was even pregnant. What? So that whole time that we was doing all that, he was in another relationship with her, got her pregnant, and who knows how many other girls, but like that's the one I found out about, and he got her pregnant. She like, yeah, blah blah blah. And so I was like, damn, what the hell is happening? So I text him and I'm put the screenshot. So I was like, I don't feel, yes or no, do you have a baby on the way? Simple. Like, I just wanted to hear a yes or a no. Here he go, you know, what are you talking about? Blah blah blah. You know what I'm talking about. Like, yes or no, do you have a baby on the way? And so he is literally just denying it, and he is not saying yes to anything. But she sent me a video of the two of them together the day before his birthday, which was the day before he came to see me, the day before I posted him. That still gets me to this day, like, what the, you know? So yeah, so he's like, no, I don't have no girl pregnant, you know, I don't have no baby. He's not saying it, but like, he's like, who told you that? Who the girl? I'm like, what you mean who the girl? Your baby mama is the girl. That's who, you know. He like, how you know that? I'm like, your baby mama. He like, who my baby mama? Nigga, you know, I don't know. So, I don't know who she is. You know who she is. But yeah, so he like, nah, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, okay. He like, I'm serious. Why you laughing? I'm like, okay. Because, you know, because I did, you know, keep to myself and say like, oh, you know, I'm not falling for him. Like, I'm not going to be in love with him for real. So I was like, you know, I wasn't too mad. I was just shocked that all that stuff, like, it was some stuff that I won't say that he did. Like, damn, how could he even be in a relationship with somebody else and was doing this stuff to me? Not to me, but like, you know, we was doing this type of stuff. Like, he was doing this stuff while he would say some stuff to me like, blah. So he like, I'm serious, why you laughing? I'm like, yeah, you know, I just wanted to hear from you. If you was pregnant, if you had a baby on the way or not. He like, so then he like, I love you. I'm like, whatever, I love you too. Why did I say that? I think about that all the time. Well, not all the time, but I be like, why did I say that? And I'm sitting here trying to figure out, you know, if he has a baby on the way. So he like, so after that, I was like, you know, I'm good off of him, you know. I won't be serious, like, I won't be for real, none of that, you know, because what does he think is gonna happen after I just found out you have a baby on the way? You think I'm finna be the same? No, like, have sense, like, you know. So so Father's Day came, and you know, he still is denying it, and I needed to know, do he have a baby? I needed to know from him. Even though she told me, I needed to know from him. So I'm like, happy Father's Day. And he a father, why wouldn't I tell him happy Father's Day? You know, I still have love for him, you know. I'm a great gonna tell him happy Father's Day. And he like, I don't know if yo, something, whatever, be safe. I need to know from you. Like, I needed to hear it from him. And to this day, he still has not said it. Every time we talk, we don't talk as much no more, but every time we talk, he be like, yo, you're funny. I'm like, no, I need to know. Like, I just wanted him to say it. I really wanted him to say it, like, but he's steady denying it. But yeah, I just think that shit is so crazy that you can be like A dude can want you, say he wants you, do all this. He can do whatever. It doesn't matter. It does not matter, because they still will do some foul in the end. Like, but yeah, so I think that is so crazy, and I don't even know. I don't know if he claimed that baby or not. Like, he don't to me. He be playing victim, texting me like, oh, what happened between us? You know, we were so good, blah blah blah. I'm like, you have a baby. How are we good and you went and had a baby? What are you talking about? You sound stupid. Like, what? Like, I was so like shocked, confused, lost for words. I can't even, like, I couldn't even, you know? But yeah, so that is the story time of how my, I guess you would say boyfriend, because I did at one point say, you know. So I guess you say, that's the story of how my boyfriend had a baby on me. That's so embarrassing to say. Like, what the, I can't even, like. If you like this story time, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.